Alright, so it looks like we won the die roll. So we're going to play first. This hand is fine, actually. We end up with both our planes randomly, and the royal spout.
Do you want to move the Skype thing? That way they can see the opponent's life total?
Sure, let's,
Maybe just the far right. They don't necessarily need to see.
Yeah, I'll just put you right there, because that's right under me. So,
Yeah, awesome.
Alright. So yeah, this hand seems fine.
Yeah, it gives us enough time to be able to sculpt.
Right, the anticipate basically is buy one card from the top 3 cards of your deck, which is perfectly fine for us. Mm-hmm. And we basically just get to lead with some lands and just kind of work from there, so.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have to play this Royal Spout too early and can just awaken it on 6.
Ideally, we get to wait until turn like 6 or 7 and then just go Royal Spout with Awaken, smash you, hopefully kill you, or put them to a point where they're like, great, I have to redraw this crappy little thing and put it back onto the battlefield.
Exactly, having an Aether Snipe could be really nice in this game.
Yes, I hear Aether Snipe was a good card. Part of the reason why I was like playing 2 when I did GP Vegas earlier this year. Painful Truths is fine, actually.
Yeah, like if this Anticipate can show a
black source, that'd be really good. Yeah, just pay 3, draw 3. I'm perfectly fine with that. Alright, that is a Forerunner of Slaughter.
So what's cool is on turn 4, he might try to like give one of his colorless suits haste.
Could always just really grab this Benthic Infiltrator here and say, okay.
Yeah, like the only things that could punish us are like maybe Outnumber is probably the biggest one that would like barely be able to blow us out.
Right. Merc Strider plus Benthic Infiltrator is pretty nice. So I'm going to just play this here Benthic Infiltrator and then pass.
So our opponent should definitely attack, and I'm not sure whether or not... Okay, if he's playing something first, then...
Right, so... Okay.
So the real question is, how much do you value his ingesting ability versus 1 damage?
Okay, so what black processors do we have to worry about?
Mindraker is one of them.
Mindraker, and...
Wasteland Strangler is probably the most backbreaking one.
Yes.
But that is also a rare. The real question is, how much does the 1 point matter to us? Like
I
versus
think the answer is the 1 point doesn't matter a lot. So I'm thinking I want to block this, because if it eats one of our black sources, that could be a problem for us, because we are very limited on our black sources, and we do have a double black card in the deck.
Yeah, one thing to also remember is that he chose this in lieu of just playing like a 3-drop, like a normal 3-drop. So it could be possible that Ingest is just important to his deck.
Right, so I'm going to block his Ingest guy here.
Yeah, I like that as well.
And... what do we draw? Ruination Guide. That is an interesting one. Part of what I'm wondering here is if we should just swing, play the land, jam the Merc Strider, and bounce his guy that gives guys haste.
Yeah, I like that a lot, because we can start to just make this a race, which we are probably more apt to fight.
Alright, so let's see what we ingest. We ingested a land off of his deck, which isn't necessarily the best, unless it is the best, at which point, yay. But we'll put a land back into his graveyard and make him have to basically take a turn to buy back what he did.
Yeah, I just assume every black deck has Dutiful Return, because I assume everyone's a nutcase like me. But,
At which point I just go, really?
Well, yeah, because against all the ingest processor decks.
I think I actually trade here with that.
Well,
because he played the 3/4.
No, I think taking it and then
playing adverse conditions on this.
No, playing Ruination Guide and attacking with both.
Oh yeah, sure. Because then our guy would trade with his 3/4 anyways. So
yeah, so I think we take this.
All right, yeah, that seems fine.
And what's sweet is like adverse conditions, even though it's just like it'll be like a really big tempo play. It might also give us enough mana to be able to play that Guardian now or awaken the Royal Spout.
So we will play this, get in there for a bit. And then next turn we can play adverse conditions, and then play the Guardian shortly thereafter, and hopefully do some good work. So we grab a Dominator drone off the top of his deck, which is pretty good for us, I think, here.
Yeah, that's one of the process cards we forgot about. But it's not the highest.
It's not a processor, but it's an ingester.
Yeah, you're right. I got confused so much with all the terminology.
Right. Alright, so that thing's back. It's going to gain haste.
Yeah, so it looks like he wants the race.
8 here, go to 7. then next turn we deal him 9 back, and then we get to adverse conditions, and then probably win, I think?
Yeah, I think just taking this is probably acceptable.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think there's enough ways he can punish us if we go to 7, so... He got our one of our swamps, which is fine.
He knows too much, we have to kill him.
We just have to kill him, that's all there is to it.
Him playing a 2-drop here would be actually kind of bad for us.
Well, I think he's bone splintering.
Oh.
Because he tapped... Yep, okay. It's just the length of time it took him to process his maneuver there.
Yeah, that's definitely funny. So, we're going to have to readjust for that.
Right, so I think actually... I think still hitting him for 4 and then adverse conditioning is the right call since we didn't draw a land, and we do want to play our Guardian of Tazim.
Yeah, and then if we... Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Plus, it puts him down to 9, which kind of gets us back in the race. And then we also hit a 3 damage spell, so, you know...
I like it.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. So there's really only a few scenarios here. He plays a colorless creature and gives it haste, in which case we tap the top 2 creatures.
Okay, so he's going to go like that, give it haste.
Yeah, so I guess we just tap the 2 tramplers.
Right, so then let me... it doesn't really matter if I do it now or then. Okay, so let's just do that. Boink. Alright, so those guys aren't untapping. He can put us to 4. We can crack back for 5, put him to 4.
Are there any, like, 4 damage, like, burn spells in this format, other than maybe, like, turn
Rolling
against doing
Thunder?
something? Oh. I'm not playing around lane Rolling Thunder here. I think the Scion's too important.
Yeah, I think let's just take a hit from the Scion, and if we draw a land, like an island, this Guardian's just going to be insane, so... Or if we draw that, we could actually...
There's a couple plays we can do.
Right.
We can play Coilhelm Guide and Tightening Coils playing to Royal Spout next turn.
Yes.
Or
we could also just jam the Guardian as a 4/5.
That loses to turn against, which I think we might be able to play around.
Right. Yes, I agree that we can probably play around turn against. If we Tightening Coils as 3/2, he could play something big, something medium big, and give it haste.
So what I like about Tightening Coils, the 3/2, is that we can also just win with... He'll go down to 4,
right.
And we might be able to win with activating Coilhelm Guide on our Merc Strider.
I think I do like just doing that and leaving up our Scion here. Or leaving our Scion alive here. So, yeah. I say
so
we
we
get
attack
in,
with that... Yeah.
Get him to 4, which evens us all up.
Yeah, and we also don't lose the turn against, and then this Royal Spout can probably just be lethal, like between the Spout and the Coilhelm Guide.
Right.
He has a lot of things he has to answer, and it's really hard for him to kill us, so I really like this position.
Alright, Mortuary Mire putting a Culling Drone back on top of his deck. Sure. Oh no, he didn't actually put the Culling Drone on top. Or, no, okay. That's a fresh Culling Drone. So.
Yes.
Sorry, I was having to look at the chat there because you were covering it up.
It's fine.
So what's our opponent actually going to do here? If he gives something haste, we don't have to pay... I mean, we can still just... trade.
So I think we block due to the Sure Strike.
Right, because Sure Strike could just kill us, and then we can just Royal Spout and be lethal. So.
Right. I don't know if there's any instant... Outnumber is probably the only card we lose to. With this.
Well, let's just go for it, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's only Outnumber. I think.
I think you're right. And he has... Okay, and he'd have to cast it right then, at which point then we'd know if we're dead, so... Alright!
Well, he didn't have to cast it that right there because it's a 3/2.
Right, because it'd still do 2 damage, you're right. Okay.
Right. But yeah, that was definitely awesome. I felt like we played that game very well.
Yeah, there was definitely some situations there where we could have screwed it up, and we didn't, and it seemed like it went pretty well for us. So
how do you feel about just cutting black entirely and putting an Undo Rising and something else?
He is a very aggressive deck, and I actually do like the idea of going cut this, put in Undo Rising, put in Horribly Awry.
Can you scroll over just so that way we can see what other cards we have access to?
Sure. We also have the Rune Processor, but that might be too slow.
Hmm.
It's definitely a situational thing there, because how fast is Rune Processor going to be? It's hard to say. But a 7/8 that gains you 5 life could just literally win the game versus them.
I think I like Horribly Awry. It counters 4 or less?
Yeah, CMC 4 or less creature. So
Yeah.
basically
I like that.
every creature we saw from him, it counters.
So another consideration is no. So I guess just Channeler actually like stacks up pretty well against his deck. A lot of them have 3 power.
Right.
So my question is, how good is Salvage Drone on the draw against a deck with a ton of 2-drops with 2 toughnesses that we've seen?
Right. I could see
So-
that. I could also see so I could see cutting Salvage Drone, putting in Chandler.
Mhm.
I could also see like cutting there's one other thing I was looking at. I lost track of it. Alright, never mind.
Spell Shrivel? I don't
Right,
think
Spell
so.
Shrivel, that was the card I was looking at. I'm like,
So I think there might be 2 like backbreaking of certain turns where having a counter can
right, Spell Shrivel might still just kind of make the cut because you can randomly catch something that could be backbreaking.
Can we adjust the lands before we forget to?
Sure. I think that's a perfectly reasonable thing to adjust. At which point,
Let's play 4 more planes. Yeah, I like going 6 planes here.
you mean you're like having 4 planes?
No, 6 planes total.
6 planes for 2 white spells?
Yeah, like because like a lot of our cards are single island, and it's really only
How about we
Guardian.
do 5 planes?
Okay.
I want to make certain we do hit the blue randomly, you know?
Yeah.
We only have 2 white spells in the entire deck, and we have a Pilgrim's Eye.
Yeah.
I think this will work. I think this will work.
I think on the play we might try a different plan though. It could be
Right.
possible. Like on the play we might want the Rune Processor.
Right, on the play we might want the Rune Processor just because we'll actually probably hit the mana for the Rune Processor. I actually like this hand a lot. It's
Yeah,
very
me too.
defensive, and it has the right stuff, and our opponent mulliganed.
Yeah, judging on like how we adjusted our deck, like cutting Salvage Drone and stuff,
Right.
we're more well equipped for the late game. And
Yeah,
this-
we basically want to just survive to the slightly later game, and then smash Everett, and then kill him with just something. I don't know exactly, but
So I think he scryed a land to the top. Because last game he started on Swamp, and he had Swamp Mountain in his hand, and this time he started on Mountain. There's no reason why you would change it.
right. Okay, so do we just? I think we hang on to the Skyline Cascade because it's not going to change anything.
Yeah.
And I like using it for its actual ability. So, all right. So this is going to be that moment where if he goes, the little guy that gives haste, that'd be annoying. Ingester's kind of annoying, but not like end of the world. I think we just are going to end up leaving it Horribly Awry, probably.
Hmm.
That's my guess. I mean, getting
Yeah.
getting a card ingested doesn't really bother me too much. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think we're probably just land going.
Yeah. And we get to freeze down his ingester next turn too, so that's always
Yeah.
a plus.
Yeah, like if he doesn't play a threatening 3-drop, we can probably just hold down his drone and then leave up Horribly Awry, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do if he plays Dominator drone?
If we
I
play
think we-
Dominator Drone, I think I'd still Horribly Awry it.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think most of his spells next turn I think we want to be Horribly Awrying, then we want to go Skyline Cascade, and then Tightening Coil something slightly bigger than a Culling Drone, hopefully. Hopefully. Hard to say. But really is hard to say. You never know what your opponent's going to play sometimes.
Right.
Alright. Let's see what we got going on here. Alright, so he's going to smash us first, which makes sense. So we'll go to 18, and he hits an island, which I am perfectly fine with. And he passes.
That's like the nuts for us. He
Right.
did mulligan, so I could see
He
his
did
hand being
mulligan.
slightly off.
I'm going to just play the Skyline Cascade and tap down this guy and pass.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. This is exactly how we drew it up. Hopefully he plays like Vestige of Emrakul or a higher impact 4-drop.
Right. If he goes 4-drop, we go horribly awry. Then we get to follow that up with tightening coils on whatever else we want, and then the Oracle of Dust just to start churning card advantage. Hopefully. What have we got here?
Nice.
Yeah, that's not solving.
It was gonna be a no last turn and still no this turn.
Right. All right. Ooh, a benthic infiltrator.
Just how we drew it up.
How we drew it up, even though we didn't have the card in hand to draw it up with. But
So I would have left up the planes just because if he has like Stone Fury or whatever it's called, he might not play because of Lithomancer's focus.
good point. I agree with you on that one. Although if he has that, we also left up Dispel. So
I think focus is a little bit more.
focus is more playable than Dispel.
Yeah.
Fair. I agree.
On his part, he definitely should have attacked. We would have to respect like creature outnumber or something like that.
Right. I'm going to get in here and then play the Oracle of Dust.
Yeah, if he didn't attack last turn, he's definitely not attacking next turn.
Right.
Unless if he has exactly like Stone Fury.
Unless he has exactly Stone Fury.
Yeah.
Well, we will see if he has exactly
Or
Stone Fury.
Demon's Grasp
Demon's
Yeah.
Grasp would be kind of annoying too.
or Grip of Desolation here. That one we're fine with. We
Right,
might
I could
get-
just tightening coils that thing down and
I think Aether Sniping it might be better.
yeah, I think you might be right. Just go land and then
So like if that was the best play this turn and it doesn't interact that well,
right.
who's to say next turn it's better?
So yeah, Aether Snipe.
I like the Skyline cast.
Yeah. So. Ha! Aether Snipe. Yay!
Yeah.
Aether Snipe. I think I just smashed with both.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about him ingesting something anymore.
Yeah. The only card that punishes you is the.
Oh, we also got to adjust to smothering up on.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, even better. So the
Even
only card
better,
that-
just hard removal.
The only card that punishes us for the decision to not leave up a blocker is the 6 Ulamog's Despoiler, I think it's called. The 6 mana, and then ingest 2 and it gets counters.
Oh yeah, that guy.
So that's the only card that punishes us for this line, but I'm fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if that's the case, then we just tightening coils it, and it goes from a 9/9 to okay, that's dead.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we would have loved to loot with this hand, but it's not like this hand's losing right now.
Right, this hand's not currently losing. He's at 1 card left.
Yeah.
We're ingesting lands and other stuff.
Stuff we're putting to the top of his deck.
Stuff we put on the top of his deck, we get to ingest. So, you know, that seems pretty solid. We've got him on a 2-turn clock. We get to tightening coils down this thing. Never mind. Okay, so he's going to tap 4/4 and kill our Korahom guy.
That's fine. Yeah.
Congrats.
Boiling Earth is a little bit better than I thought it would be in this format, though.
Oh, adverse conditions. He's just dead.
Yeah.
Strictly dead.
Well, he can still have, like, Stone Fury or, like,
Sure,
something like
fair.
that earlier.
He'd have to kill this, and then he might not be dead for a little while.
Yeah, so.
Akum Hellkite.
That is not any of those.
That does not change the dead factor.
Yeah. What some people call the calculus.
I don't know, but he's just
Awesome.
dead.
We got
So that will conclude match 1 then, I guess.
it. Awesome.
Cool. All right, get in there. Let's see. So I guess we got a bit of downtime here. Is there anything Magic related you'd like to talk about in the downtime?